Good morning. Welcome to today's episode of Put God First, 633. Today we're going to be looking at Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. I want to welcome you all this morning and let you know that this is a verse that when I researched it, it has a different interpretation in the commentaries than how I've always interpreted it. But let's look at it here in the King James. It says, "A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." So when you're reading the Bible in the Old Testament from the Hebrew, there is a flexibility, I guess you could say, in interpretation where it's not as clear cut as the Greek into English. There is more leeway. And so maybe there could be a double meaning here. Obviously, the first part says, "A friend loveth at all times." It talks about the special relationship that a person has with a friend. That special relationship with a friend is that they weren't born to you. They're not blood with you, but they love you and they stick with you at all times. Good times, bad times, you know that your friends are going to be there for you. So friendship is a very powerful thing. The Bible talks about Abraham, who was a friend of God. We sing songs like, "What a friend we have in Jesus." And even though he's our God, to think that he could also be our friend. The part that gives us some, diversity of interpretation here is the second part. The King James, the Amplified Bible, the New International Version all say this: "And a brother is born for adversity." So I've always looked at that as a contrast. A friend loveth at all times, but a brother is born for adversity, for sharpening, for wrestling. Where do I get this idea from? From human nature. As a pastor, as a counselor, for over 2 decades here, I've seen siblings fight with each other like cats and dogs, and they love each other. But brothers and sisters just seem to have this natural fighting with each other. Now, maybe there's some brothers and sisters that they've never argued or had a disagreement, but for the most part, brothers and sisters, they are always, getting at each other growing up. And then even as adults, there's tensions there. And so you will see a lot of families where brothers and sisters do not talk to each other. It doesn't mean that they're not good at talking, doesn't mean that they don't know how to communicate or have friendships, because those brothers who don't talk to each other have friends that they would lay down their life for. So it seems that God gives us brothers and sisters growing up to learn how to deal with the world, how to deal with conflict, and yet stay in relationship. At least that's what it appears to be, in my opinion, God's goal in having siblings, that we have people that we love, that we argue with, that we fight with, that we get on each other's nerves. But at the end of the day, we love each other and we do our best to take care of each other. But a friend, he's a friend or she's a friend that loveth at all times. And there's less arguing, there's less fighting, there's less bickering because of the special uniqueness in that friendship. Now, I admit now that my interpretation is the minority when you go to other Bible translations. And they look at it like this. So friend loveth at all time, but a family sticks together through all kinds of trouble. Or that's the Passion Translation, the Good News Translation. What are relatives for if not to share trouble? The Contemporary English Version. And relatives are born to share our troubles. The New Living Translation. A friend is always loyal, and a brother is born to help in time of need. So there's a lot of Bible versions that don't say that a brother is born for adversity, but say that a brother is born for the times of adversity. And so as I was praying about it and asking the Lord, I felt the Lord tell me, and of course this is based upon, interpretation and feeling here, because the Hebrew doesn't really give us, a context one way or the other. But I believe it's both, that our brothers and sisters are given to us for adversity, for some wrestling, for some challenging, but also to be with us in challenging times. So they challenge us as we grow up, and we challenge them, and we sharpen each other's iron. But at the end of the day, we're there for each other. At least we should be. So as you put God first today, give God thanks for the friendships you have. That God gave you a person who was not born to you, but is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. And then give God thanks for your actual brothers and sisters, even for all the challenges, even for all the adversities and the fighting you had growing up, because they taught you how to be prepared for this world, for your workplace, for society, for the environment. But love your brothers and sisters. Be there for them in challenging times, and give God thanks for your friends that are always there for you. I'm here for you today, and I hope every day to help you put God first. In Jesus' name.